Guys, welcome back to some more AFK Arena. Today we're back over in the test account and we continue to get a lot of new events, even half the Dragon's Gift. We're picking up a lot of different copies, and in addition, we're also going to go in here, we're going to do some summons, but you can see that we are getting free copies of Hilduin. Now they actually gave us a copy out of one of the events that are going on. They gave us another copy. So we're seeing multiple copies, and unfortunately at this point, this hero is kind of underwhelming, honestly, and it's kind of crazy or I guess kind of regular that they are giving us the hero that is not too impressive overall. Now, looking at a couple things that I want to look at, the threat emblems. Now, these are the red emblems or the red chests essentially that we get. Now, one thing to note with this is with the red chest that we currently have right here, they are not added here. So unfortunately, these emblem choice chests or the emblem chests that you have saved, just like I did, you're not going to have the ability to actually get the red or the draconic item out of here. In addition, it is the exact same when it comes to 2000 epic emblem chests we have. We don't have the ability to actually build these. So I'm not 100% sure where all of these are going to come out of the events, out of kind of what we have going on right now, which we've been getting them out. But once these are kind of gone from the events or the events are over, I don't know where the regular income of these draconic emblems are going to come from. And again, that was kind of a big question that we did have. Now, in addition, we do have a few other chests in here that I've kind of collected, but you can see we have the ability between getting a copy, and we've already received one free copy of Hilduin, and also getting some of these. Now, this is going to allow you to summon the other dragons, which is really the big thing. Now, with the insignia, we have Hilduin in there. We also do have the essentially draconic version of Gwen. Now, overall, if you're not looking to build him, this is going to be the obvious option. Now, out of the ones that we have the insignias for, you only have the ability to build him and Gwen. So, guys, if you want to get a free copy of him, which I'm going to go ahead and probably pick up a copy, but I want to do the summons. So on the FHG account, I might go ahead and I might pick out a copy of him just to continue building him with the free copies that we get. Now, out of here, we also did have this, the Winged, which this, again, kind of gives you the ability or the rewards out of here to get some more of those emblems, also get some engraving, but also picking up 3 of these chests. So again, I feel like they are really, really promoting this hero and giving us free copies, giving us an incentive, even getting him Legendary Plus is going to give us another copy to make him a lot easier to build. But again, I feel like he is really underperforming, kind of underwhelming overall. And you can see if you build him out, you're getting all of these resources. If you build out the furniture, you're getting, again, 1, 3, and 9. You're getting a lot of resources. Same with the engraving. You're getting kind of a big kickback if you get him built up kind of further. Now, unfortunately, this isn't the case for Gwen. So they completely excluded Gwen, which I'm hoping that they do literally this exact same thing for Gwen, because Gwen is the one that I am super excited about building out. And I would love to see these rewards kind of packed behind her. But it seems like if you want to build her, you're going to have to go kind of all in and build everything if you want to get her out of those regular summons. Now, in addition, a couple things that I kind of noticed as well is through a couple different events, and again, we're really focusing on, and I want to build out Gwen, but through a couple different things that I've noticed is going into the store. So this store has actually changed a little bit, and you'll notice that we do have the emblems in here, but 5 emblems are running almost 1,000 diamonds. That is right. It's kind of crazy because that is very, very expensive when you look in the terms. Now, I believe it was 2,000 for 10 when we were getting our epic chest. Now here it is almost 10,000 or almost 1,000 diamonds for 5, which makes them very, very expensive as well. Don't see any of the other items, and I'm not sure if they're going to be available for gold. I'm assuming not, looking at this, but that would be kind of ideal to be able to build them. Is giving us a couple more things in here to actually build with gold. On the FHG account, we have about 11 billion gold. Now, in the Dream Store, this again is something that we kind of looked at, because you can see we do have our scrolls in here. We also do have the insignias in here. Now, this runs, of course, 10,000 of your dream tokens or your Nightmare Corridor currency to go ahead and build those out, which means when you look at your Celestials and Hypos, which we've been building out Frampton or buying Frampton, exchanging him for other heroes, we're not going to be able to do that, unfortunately, because we're going to be picking up the draconic items. So again, this is going to be kind of a change in the shop. Now, I don't know if out of the Nightmare Corridor, we're going to be getting a lot more resources. That is yet to be seen exactly what that looks like. I believe there was an increase, but I don't think it's going to be a 10,000 token increase overall, which I want to look at in just a minute and see kind of where we're at. Now, Guild Store remain the exact same. Question I had right down here, which I believe it is 100 to refresh, is where is the Draconic gear coming from? I'm assuming it is right here in the bottom. I want to refresh once or twice and see if we can get any of the gear. And I don't know also if you have to have these heroes built out to a certain point, essentially to unlock the gear. I wouldn't think so. But again, we did a couple refreshes in here yesterday. We did some refreshes today, and unfortunately, we are not seeing the gear. So again, it kind of gives me a question mark on where this gear is coming from. Now, Barracks, of course, this remains the same. Labyrinth Store, not seeing anything new in here as of yet. Even looking at the red chest, of course, we don't have the Draconic emblems in there. Now, the Challenger Store, and I didn't realize this, we have 300,000 tokens. That is right. Remember, this limit was always 200,000, even in the Barracks on the FHE account. We have well over 200,000 tokens. So it seems like after 5 years of dealing with the BS and, of course, all of the mailbox where everything kind of sat on, we have over the 200,000 tokens. But I believe this goes to 500,000, if I remember. So that might be actually how it was built. Thinking of the 250 here, this might be 500,000. But I know I thought the Barracks capped at 200K, and it might just be me daydreaming about having the limits raised, which I don't understand the reason for the cap limits anyways. But overall, looking at the build on there. Now, out of the mail, we also did get, of course, another 55 scrolls right here. And then we also did get the other copy. That is the first copy that I got out of here, the chest. And we also got some thread emblems. So overall, they're giving us a lot of free stuff through different ways that we're essentially accumulating it. But once the events go away, once it goes back to kind of the regular dragons, we're not going to see the Dragon's Gift, the Roar, the Howl, everything else that we're getting out of this game mode. Of course, once essentially the events are over, where are we going to build them? Now, out of the Dragon Trials, again, this is resetting, which resets in 6 hours. So driving through here is going to yield you some pretty good rewards. But again, out of here, you're getting some emblems. What is it going to look like when you start looking big picture, if once you go through here? And I think there's going to be a reset every week. Don't know if the rewards are going to stay here to literally run this exact same game mode kind of over and over and over again. But you can see right here, we do get another 6, so we can build them up a little bit higher. And of course, this is not based on our Dragon Heroes. So let's hop in here and do the summons. But like I was saying earlier, is when you start looking at the Dragon Pagonia, there is only the ability to pick these 2 heroes really are the ones you're looking for. Now, question with this as well is these are the 2 primary heroes that players are looking for, but also looking here at the support hero. So this hero overall seems pretty broken. Not too impressed with the other 2, but this support hero with the bubbles and everything, which I'm drawing a blank on the name, but overall, these 2 heroes seem like they are going to be the primary ones to build and to build out to a very significant level. So I'm hoping that the combination of building the hero here, and of course, I don't know if the dragons are here as of yet for the popular heroes. They weren't here the other day, so no data at this point. But then, of course, the Worm Crest, we only have the 3 dragons. Don't have the ability to add in Gwen or Hilduin at this point. But we got a lot of scrolls out of here. I'm hoping, and again, looking at the probability, the Highborn dragons, which of course are Gwen and Hilduin, that we're going to have the ability. A lot of players were asking where we're getting the dragons out of. This is exactly where they come from, guys. So I'm hoping we can pull some copies. There we go. There's a copy of Pulina. Now, the rest of these, of course, are just going to be the food or the fodder that you're using for everything else. Boom, there we go. There's Pulina again. And here you're going to have to manage the food because, again, you're not getting a ton of it, Pulina. So it seems like this is the way that we're going to see it. But I'm wondering if with a very, very low chance, we could pull one of those Highborn dragons. Pulina again, that's 4 copies of Pulina at this point. And of course, a lot of fodder in their entirety. So a lot more rares, which of course are just going to be the blue, which double right there, guys. There is Cassius. So Cassius, we know, is the tank. Seems pretty effective. I just want to see big picture exactly how he kind of works in there. And that was double Cassius pulls right there. So again, those I don't believe at this point we're using them for food. But Pulina, again, this is kind of crazy, the amount of copies of the exact same dragon that or draconic that we're seeing. And are we not going to see any of there's Cassius? So again, a lot of resources in here, but again, they're giving us regular emblems. We're not getting any of the better emblems in there. And of course, the probability in here is the 2% for Nyla. And then we also do have the diamonds in there. This is giving us emblems, but I don't like the big reward chest in here. This might be one of the only places that we're going to get the ability or building out emblems. And you know what? I'm going to go in for Gwen just because of the rarity of the hero. 38 pulls in here. So let's see what we can get if we get any in here. So again, a lot of emblems in here, which again, this might be the only place that we're seeing them or getting them. And just the regular summon. I don't know if there's something epic when we get, so there are some rewards. I'm wondering if, so there we go, purple again, which just makes me think it's going to be another one. So I don't think we've summoned any out of here. Out of everything that essentially we built in here, I don't think we've actually gotten the ability to see one of the heroes. Again, I don't know if it's going to be anything short of this purple beam that we're getting out of here for just the regular summons. There we go. So there is a pull. So there's Gwen, guys. So it does have a little bit of a different, and I love how the portrait looks. Story, of course, going to give us some diamonds, but there is the new hero unlocked. Boom. Got our first copy of her. And again, I feel like it's going to be very hard to build these. I mean, that is just my general thought on this one. Again, they're giving us a lot of copies of Hildwyn, but to build these heroes up and to build these heroes up really at any big capacity, I'm not seeing the ability. And of course, with the summons, this is what is unlocking everything else within the temple. And once we get to this last one, again, it's just some more resource. I don't think there's anything else that we're actually getting out of here as far as loot wise. So the Dragonforge Trials is really the only way that you can build these up. Of course, in here, there's our dragons. Boom, Draconic. We're going to, there is our Elite. There is the Elite Plus. Again, looking here, building out, we need a lot more copies of these heroes. Got a lot of copies of Cassius, got a lot of copies of Polina, of course, which Cassie and Polina are the two that we're not really super excited to build. Right off the bat, they're not the two that I think most players would build. But looking at Nyla, looking at Gwen, those are the two that I really, really want to focus on building, because it seems just through the trial version that they are going to be the strongest ones that we're seeing. So overall, I like it. I like the ability to get the new heroes, but even looking at the merchant. So a lot of players were kind of asking about this as well, is going through, there are a couple dragon bundles, which of course yields you those threat emblems. But looking down here, you have the ability to get, again, some of the normal dragons in there. But all of this is kind of just loot, again, to build them up a little bit further. Even looking at some of the ships, even looking at some of the regular places, it seems like to get these primary two heroes is, I mean, you have 20, 30 is just purchase. I mean, you're talking 125, 135, 140. So even picking up and using about $140 to possibly get, looking again, kind of at the pity, maybe two of the copies in there, because of course, just like we've seen with the Stargazer, unfortunately within the Pagoda, you don't have the ability to utilize diamonds in here. So we're going to have to purchase more. Purchasing more is of course taking you right back to the bundles, right back to the shops, right back to the ship, meaning again that you're not going to have the ability to essentially get a lot of copies of these heroes short of buying them, because you're going to be stuck. I mean, you get one or two cards, but then even looking at the regular heroes, it is just one regular summon, sort of getting into the money grab of purchasing all of these to pull essentially ascended copies or building these heroes up. Free to play, you're going to be stuck. I mean, they dropped 5 heroes that are very, very limited short of the event to go ahead and summon. So again, kind of sad to see, even looking at the big event that's going on right now, the Fledgling Flight, which of course is going in here and getting some resources out of here. This again is one part where looking at the Dragon Tamer, you do get some resources in here. Again, just looking at the Dragon Pulls, looking at, of course, the Secret, you do get again a couple more pulls out of here, but most of them are not the insignias. They are just going in and building out the regular heroes in there without getting and building out the rest of the really powerful dragons. All right, guys, so that is going to do it for today's video. Let me know in the comments what you guys think, and as always, thank you guys for watching.